Alright, welcome back. Hope everyone's having a lovely day, a lovely night wherever you're from. And real quick, before we get started, as always, I want to give a lovely shout out to the channel members on this channel. So thank you so much to these lovely commanders here that you see on screen. Thank you guys so much for your guys' constant generosity and support to me as always. It really means a lot to me, so thank you guys so much. And if you guys are actually interested in becoming a lovely commander yourself, if you are interested in any of these cute and lovely emotes, loyalty crown badges, you want a special role in the Discord, make sure to join the Discord. But as always, if you choose to do so, thank you so much. Just remember, that's not the only way that you can support me. Just watching the content like you are right now is truly the best way. Liking, subscribing, and commenting. Everything really does help, so thank you guys so much. And for today's video, this is going to be a bit of a different video, as you can see from the title. I actually got into a closed beta test, so I want to give a massive shout out to Halyo Games for letting me get into this closed beta test. Now, this isn't a sponsored video by any means. I'm not being paid for this, so this is just going to be my honest first impressions of this new gacha game coming to global, Anchor Panic, and I'm going to be breaking it down into 3 categories. I want to talk about what the gameplay is going to be, the modes you can see, and then showcasing some of the gameplay. It's mostly an auto-battler turn-based game, so if you're looking for something more chill, maybe this could be a nice side game. Then I'm going to be talking about the characters, and then I want to round it off with talking about the gacha, because that one I feel like I want to talk about a bit more and be honest about. So timestamps for wherever you want to go, but for now, let's get started and let's say what you can expect right now for the gameplay. So first things first, like I mentioned, there is going to be a turn-based situation when it comes to it. Now, there is a story, obviously. Now, for the closed beta, they actually gave us 4 chapters, and I completed them. The story itself is actually kind of nice. It's not nothing crazy, but I got invested. I like the characters. I like some of the conversations. Obviously, localization needs some help, but that's obviously why there's feedback in the Discord to try to get that fixed. And the special is basically like the EX hard mode version of the campaign. And I never really had time to do it just because there was so much to try to look at. But then there's this assault mode, which might be an extreme version of the story campaign, which is interesting. And in terms of farming in this game, I find it kind of annoying. So first off, there are 3 kinds of farming here. There's resource, potential materials, and model materials. So this would be your almost gear farming, in a sense that these purple and orange models are the replacement in this game for armor gear, basically. So this is what you're farming for, and you have to complete one before you can unlock the other, which is why this one's locked right now, but you can farm. My biggest issue when it comes to farming in this game is that even after you complete a difficulty and you've completed the level, you can't sweep it. And I find that frustrating. There is no sweeping. You can stack it, but there is no sweep option. And yes, this game does have a stamina system, and I cannot guarantee you how the stamina system works in this game and how hard it will be to deal with stamina, because with the closed beta test, we were given a lot of resources, pulls, showcases of new skins, as well as a lot of stamina. So it's hard to say how the stamina system is going to be at launch, so I can't really give 100% confirmation on that, so I apologize. But other than farming, there are some challenge modes here that you can see. Now, Subconscious Deep Seek, I would say, is almost akin to your Abyss type difficulty. Almost like you just keep farming different levels and just kind of progressing, kind of like that, like your Abyss Tower. Maze is this cute, actually I kind of appreciate this game mode. It's almost like this tile grid chibi game with a little bit of puzzles here, and you just fight against bosses. I actually think it's a little cute. Kind of basic, but kind of cute. I don't mind it at all. I feel like it's a little bit different, so I actually think that's kind of nice. Now, Sub-Story, weird name, but this is their roguelike game mode. And this is almost exactly like the roguelike game mode in Girls from Line 2. It just has a weird name for it, so I thought that was interesting that there is an actual roguelike. That's nice to see. Now, City Unlimited is kind of interesting. So it's almost like a tribe tower from Nikke, except it's more like there are different requirements that you need from different levels. Like this first level right here, you needed to defeat 2 monsters within 2 turns. Now this one, you can only have 1 healer operator. So it's almost like there is a bit of a puzzle to it as well, because you have to try to min-max depending on what the requirements are. So that's kind of nice. Project Hope is kind of a question mark, because I think it's story, but I'm not entirely sure because I don't think I can view it right now. But just keep that in mind that there is more to that. But for people who aren't just looking for PvE content, there is PvP. There is normal and advanced. Advanced is almost akin to your SP arena from Nikkei with 3 set teams, and the normal arena just has 1. My biggest issue with this though is that you just have to hit find match. There is nothing else you can do. You can't just choose who you want to fight or anything. So you just have to deal with that. But other than that, it is a normal PvP game mode. Don't know what the landscape is going to be like, but for people who are interested in PvP, that is there. Now that being said, we also have Union, which is great. There are some unions right now for the CBT. I don't know how long they're going to last. There is Union Siege, which seems to be kind of like an attack tower kind of thing, but we don't really have access to this right now, unfortunately, so I can't really talk about it. But there were some things that we can see. There were like these like little guild boss fights that you can use, and then there was also a cool almost like flex simulation that you can do with like the difficulty settings. Fight a monster right here and just like flex your like level cap depending on what elemental you want to fight, and it'll be shown off in the rankings, which is nice. I actually think that's kind of cool. And in terms of tech, this is almost like upgrading the guild, and you get union specific upgrades, which I actually find that's a nice bonus just to help with union raid content. I actually think that's actually nice. And this is like almost like collecting freebies from the union raid, so nothing too crazy from that. Before we talk about the characters, I do want to talk about the actual like gameplay itself real quick, because I feel like it's going to be mixed whether you want to have like a chill side story or not. It's going to be completely up to you and like what kind of person you are, which makes sense. So real quick, just to like showcase it, I'm just going to go to like a quick like low difficulty so this can go by fast. So when you start off, when you're like deploying a team, there are formations you can use. I found that formations don't really make a difference in this. And there's this button right here called Energy Homology. And if you click it, you can see that there are synergies with same element operators that you can get buffs from. And as you can see, since I have multiple elements on my team with enough for buffs, I'm getting all of these buffs at once, which is great. So now what we can do is just hit deploy. And this is going to go by kind of fast just because I'm above level for this, but I wanted that on purpose. So when you see the level, it's almost just a basic auto battler 2D. You can turn off auto if you want, so then you can like, you know, fight with your skills. That's perfectly fine. And then you also have your ultimate right here that you can build up, but most of the time you're going to be playing with auto, right? And then there is a 3 times boost that you can unlock. But interestingly, there is this spectator view that is really weird. I find it kind of like jarring because it's like so like weird because you can just like follow their perspective. I wish it was a bit different with the camera setup, but it's very basic, you know, nothing too crazy. I actually enjoyed some of the boss designs as well from the story. I thought that was nice. But as you can see, some of the characters look pretty nice. Now, when I talk about the characters and stuff, I feel like it's important to disclose right now that this was meant to be for mobile. However, I'm currently playing on an emulator right now, but there is a PC client. I think it might launch with global when the game releases. I know that KR and JP have a client. I just don't know when they might get a client. Hopefully it's at launch as well. We'll have to see. But right now, this is all coming from an emulator. So if anything looks a bit low res or anything, it could maybe be due to the fact of the emulator. So when I criticize something, take it with like a half grain of salt. I just feel like that's an important notice because this isn't the official client. And the reason why I'm giving that like kind of warning, because when I'm talking about the characters, I really like some of their designs, but at the same time, there's almost a bit of this like low res look to them. Like they look great. Like this character like is not their base design. Like the outfits are great. Like this is the base design and it looks cool, but at the same time, it feels a little low res. Maybe just because I'm spoiled because of Girls Frontline 2, or just seeing like, you know, other games like ZZZ where it just look really great. This is very kind of like low res-ish and you can kind of see it, but the outfits are kind of hard, I'm not gonna lie. Like kind of on brand right now, especially with Nikkei. Like there is like some bunny skins and they look great, dude. Like good fan service and stuff. The illustrations look good, and I mean like good, okay? Because like I'm gonna have to censor this, but like let's just say there is interactiveness. So like there is like an ass slap you can do, and then like you can like touch the titty, and then that like I have to censor that. I can't, like she's grabbing her whole titty, okay? I can't. I'm sorry, I can't. I'm not trying to get banned, guys. So you guys are gonna have to deal with that. But they look really good. But it's also kind of jarring because when you see this and you go back to this 3D, it's just like, looks so low res and stuff. And the illustrations look great. The 2D model skins look great. Now, for reference, those were skins, but we were giving them for free to showcase and show off. But like, they look good, man. They did a great job with them. And there are different characters that you can see that all have like different personality. There's this character as well that looks just fantastic. Like, some of the designs look great. Like, I really love some of these designs. There's this like cute medic chick that looks just fantastic. I really love this healer as well. She's great. You can see some of her costumes as well. They're just locked right now. This cute sundress with even her bot with this bow looks great. But I really love this like schoolgirl design. This looks great. Like, the overall costumes in this game look like peak. And even this girl, like insane booba, looking really, really good. The jiggle is crazy. And some of these skins have like the 2D illustrations, but they're not like an official 2D live. Like this one is just a normal illustration. It's not a 2D. The other one that is 2D that I thought looked great that I want to show you guys as well, hopefully I don't get demonetized for, is actually this one. The illustration for this one looks really good. Like, really good. Thankfully, I don't get in trouble for this one because there's not something too crazy. There's a little bit of booba vein though. There is a bit of booba vein, so that's pretty dope. But looking really, really nice. Like, the overall fan service when it comes to the skins, phenomenal. Even the base characters tend to look great. So there is going to be something for everybody here. I like a lot of these designs. They tend to cook with them. I actually think that even like the base designs just look really, really solid. Now, this is also one of the main characters in this game. And even she looks pretty fucking cool. Alicia, I actually really dig her. So that's great. And then there's Merlot, which her design is very different when it comes to skins. Because when it came to the skins, this is the base design, which looks nice. And then we also got this skin to show off, which is like a cool like tie-dye, which looks great, but damn, it's like extremely bright. But I do think the skins and the characters look great. A little bit of low res, but it could be because of the emulator, so we'll have to see about that. But that being said, with all of this, like the booba and everything, the fan service is clearly shown here. You got another bunny again here, by the way, but looks really, really solid. So the characters look great, the 2Ds look great, even the 3D models with what they try to deliver look great. Hopefully, you know, with the PC client, it looks a little bit higher res, so we'll see. But right now, we got to talk about something important. And as always, for all our gambling addicts, we have to talk about the gacha, because I got a kind of a big problem with this. So first things first, it might look like I have a lot of currency or anything, but remember, this is like a wiped CBT. They just gave us a lot of currency. And right now, the characters that we could pull for, I showcased, which was her with the booba and the cool red rabbit costume, as well as one of my favorite characters, Geranisa. She looks great. But we need to talk about this gacha, because this gacha is interesting. So first off, there are two kinds of gacha in this, unfortunately. There is the normal uplink for the characters, and then there are sigils. Now, sigils are kind of like the weapon in this case, but it's more of like a buff attachment to the character to boost stats. So just keep that in mind. But when we're talking about the overall gacha right now, it's kind of rough. So when it comes to the regular, it actually sounds not bad. So right now there is like an error here because it says 2%, but it is 3%. It's confirmed that it is 3%, even if the text says 2. So just keep that in mind. But then it says, if you don't get the SSR operator for 49 consecutive times, you get it the next time, which is great. That's actually kind of solid. My issue comes with the limited rate up. The limited rate up is insane for what kind of game this is, and I apologize if this is rude, but here's the thing. So it's not a 50-50, because after the 3%, on the 50th pull, you have a 20% chance to get the rate up character, and if you fail to get the character and you're on the second go, then on the second time that you get to that point where you get the SSR, it's only a 60% chance. But the third time will be a guaranteed 100%. So in a worst case scenario, there could be a chance where it takes 150 pulls to get one character. Now that is a worst case scenario. Typically, it's probably going to be like 70 pulls, but still, that is very expensive, especially considering the dupe system in this game. Now, there is going to be a farming mode when it comes to duplicates, but I don't know when it's going to become in a global. So I'm just giving my opinion based on what's available right now, but just keep that in mind that there is going to be a farming option. But damn, is it expensive with that chance. The fact that it goes from 20 to 60 and not a 20 to guarantee is crazy, because this is pretty expensive. And not to mention that you can see it right here. It says guaranteed in 3 pulls. And this right here is kind of oddly worded. They need to fix this, because that 3 pulls, that's the third like 50 pulls that you got. So that's what they're trying to say, is that, oh, you're on your third set of 50, it's gonna be guaranteed. And then the 47 pulls is what you have to get the SSR. So reword that a little bit. And then the sigil ones as well kind of have their own similar situation, except it's different. Now it says for the base rate drop for the SSR sigils, that is 2.5, and if you don't get it after 39 pulls, the next pull is going to be guaranteed the SSR. But that being said, once again, it's not going to be the guaranteed rate up, because it's only a 25% chance. Then it goes to 62.5 and then a 100. So this also has a really, really bad system. This is a really expensive system. Now, we don't know what the economy is going to look like at launch. It's going to be hard to say, because once again, they are giving me so many pulls and everything, so I can't really like guarantee anything right now. And who knows if they're going to throw a lot of like freebies at launch. It's going to be hard to see if that's going to be the consistency going forward. So this overall is kind of what worries me for this game, because for the type of game it is, this is arguably more expensive when it comes down to how the gacha works compared to other games. And not to mention that this game also has dupes. When we're talking about dupes, if we go to their Ascension, they unfortunately have one of those things where their dupes give extra skills or stats or bonuses. So it's not just basic stat increases, there's more to it. So that's really unfortunate and makes this really, really expensive. And I don't know how to feel about that. I really don't. I had fun with this, but there's a lot of competition right now, so I really don't know how it's going to go going forward. I hope the best, but right now I just don't see myself playing this. It was a fun experience, but with how expensive it might be, I just see myself playing other things right now, especially since I got into another closed beta. But for now, that is my impression of the game. So if you were interested in this at all, hopefully this gave you a little bit of insight into what the game is like, the gacha, the characters, the gameplay and everything, what to expect from the game modes. But that is it from me. I hope you guys have a lovely day, lovely night wherever you're from. Once again, thank you so much to Halio for letting me play this. It means a lot to me, so thank you. Take care and have a good one.